What's up, everybody? It's your host, Jaden for Illini Daily, and today's formula is just positivity and some fun. I'm just going to be naming some of my favorite Illini athletes because this is one of the best colleges, if not the best college, no biases aside. Illinois has just been a great place to have these great athletes, and I just want to talk about it just to have a little fun. Comment down below an athlete that's from Illini that made you admire the school, made you appreciate it, and just a little fun. So just let me know down below in the comments. Say your favorite athlete. I'll look at it and see how good of a ball knower you are. So let's get straight into it, man. The first athlete I want to talk about is Dick Butkus. Illinois' very state-owned Hall of Famer, just a goat of football, and just one of the very best to ever do it. He was born in Chicago, and then he played for the Chicago High School, Chicago Vocational, and then went to Illinois, dominated, became a great player that he is, and then got drafted by the Chicago Bears. And most of the time, people would say that's one of the best ways to go. Just, being an all-time great in all Illinois sports. And the fact that he got to play in all just Chicago, Illinois-based teams is just a lovely thing to hear. And just to give you guys a retrospect of how amazing this guy was and the reason why he became a Hall of Famer is just he's a two-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year, five-time first-team All-Pro, three times second All-Pro, eight-time Pro Bowler, George Hales Award, NFL 1960s All-Decade, 1970s All-Decade, NFL 75 Anniversary All-Team, NFL 100 Anniversary All-Team, retired jersey number 51, 100 Greatest Bears of All Time, SN Player of the Year, UPI Lineman of the Year, unanimous All-American, consecutive All-American, Chicago Tribune Civil Football, two-time first-team All-Big Ten, second-team All-Time Big Ten, first-team AP All-Time All-American, and Illinois Fighting Illini. His jersey got retired, number 50. And, dude, he was just amazing to watch. I know I wasn't alive during the time where he was basically the most dominant defensive lineman or linebacker ever, and I didn't really get to see it firsthand, but thanks to my uncle, I got to see some highlights of him being tenacious and being the great player that he is. He was just a dominant player, man, and the fact that he did it at Illini at such a high level just shows how amazing he was. Just to give you a retrospect, and he followed that, Illinois tribute of always improving, always getting better. And all of his years that he played, he had 97 tackles in 1962, had 145 tackles in 1963, and 132 in 1964. And he just always improved. He always wanted to prove that he was the best player on the field. And watching interviews and stuff, like watching the 100 best Chicago Bears players, everybody said when he was on the field, he wanted to crush his opponent. He wanted to be the best player there is. He really got into the game of football, and he wanted to prove to everybody that he is the best. And time and again, man, watching his stuff, watching interviews, watching his highlights, Dick Butkus was just one and only. He was truly Illinois born, that tough guy, just wanted to prove to everybody that I am here, I am great. And I enjoy watching his highlights, watching the interviews, seeing how amazing he was. And, dude, I wish we had him now playing for Illinois because players like this are once in a decade, and he was clearly just a once-in-a-decade player. Well, reference, he's an all-time great. But just like I was saying, he's a once-in-a-lifetime player. And the fact that he sadly passed away a while ago, but still RIP to a GOAT, to a Hall of Famer, and to an amazing person. And I wish I could meet him because, yet again, Illinois great. The next player I want to talk about, this is very personal for me and biased. Chase Brown, he was a Illini's, he was a speedster. He was a GOAT, in my opinion. He might have not been the greatest running back for us, but in my lifetime, he's one of my favorite running backs to ever watch. And he followed that trend of always improving, always getting better. Because his first year in Illinois, he didn't get that many touches. He only had 18 total rushing yards. He had 64 receiving yards. But then the next year, he got better. He had 540 rushing yards and only 104 carries. And then he was like, I need to improve. I need to do better than that. And he did. He got 170 carries with 1,005 yards. And he's following that trend like, I need to be better. I need to be better because Illinois needs me to improve. And he did, man. Did it again. And he got 1,643 yards his senior year, which he dominated with 10 touchdowns and then 3 receiving touchdowns. And Chase Brown follows that trend just like Dick Butkus, and the next player I am going to be talking about, Io DeSumo, follows that trend like, I'm going to improve, I'm going to get better, because the state of Illinois and the college of Illinois is like, we create players that always want to improve, always want to be better, because that's just the type of situation, type of environment that we teach. And I feel like Chase Brown, Io DeSumo, and Dick Butkus follow that to a T, because they always improved themselves, they always got better, and they just follow that trend. And my favorite game to watch from Chase Brown was definitely the Charlotte game. He just dominated, man. He had 257 rushing yards, and throughout that whole game, he just dominated. Whenever the ball got in his hands, he found a ways to get a 20-yard run, a 40-yard run, a 60-yard run, and he just kept improving, and showing to everybody that he was a great running back and he deserves to be in the NFL, which he did, and now he plays for the Cincinnati Bengals. Not everybody gets that opportunity, man. Not everybody gets the chance to play in the NFL and still play. And he's always going to be improving, and he's always going to get better because even though he's in the NFL, he didn't have a great year last year, but the year before he did have 1,000 yards. So I believe in Chase Brown. I'm always going to be a fan. I'm always going to follow him, and I believe he's going to be a great NFL player like he was in college. So, but the next player I do want to be talking about, and I feel like this is everybody's favorite Illini player. Io DeSumo, man, you could not like Io DeSumo. As soon as he came in, he's like wanted to prove, he wanted to help Illinois win, and he did a great job by doing that. And he almost started every game he played. And just to give you guys some stats, points wise, to show that he always wanted to improve, always wanted to be better. He went from his freshman year, 13.8 points, to then 16.6 points, and then his junior year, 20.1 points. So Io just wanted to prove, showing that he is a tenacious, amazing scorer, which he is. And this helped him get into the NBA, where he did play for the Chicago Bulls, almost followed that trend that Dick Butkus had, where he played for, mostly Chicago teams, Illinois teams. And sadly, he did just get traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm sad as a true Illinois fan and Chicago fan that he got traded. But, you know, it's part of the NBA. It's part of their business. But Io did such great things for the state of Illinois and the College of Illinois that he was always going to be a favorite member of the team. Personally, I love watching Io. My favorite Io game ever was definitely his triple double game against Wisconsin, where he had 21 points, 12 rebounds, and 12 assists. And it was against the ranked team, 19 Wisconsin, which was a very dominant team at the time, and the fact that he did it in such a great way was fun to watch. And he always, he always competed against the top teams. I felt like he did always good in March Madness, and he was just a fun player to watch. And I truly miss him. I wish he was on the team now, but we got Keaton Wagler doing his thing. But Io, appreciate you, man. You're one of my favorite players of all time, and I hope you do great things. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. It was a little more on the fun side, nothing crazy, but I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. And let me know your favorite players. I know some of you are probably going to say some crazy names, some names that I probably need to do some more research on, or some players that I definitely forgot about. But just comment down below, say them, and then just let me know. And another player I should have definitely said was Deron Williams with his athletic ability and then getting drafted by Utah. But there's so many great Illinois players that are still in the league trying to make a name for themselves, and some players that I didn't get the name. But just let me know, man, because there's so many out there. It's starting to become a great trend of ours that we're making great players, helping them make it to the pros and become dominant. And even some can become recognizable and become Hall of Famers like Dick Butkus, and maybe even become Super Bowl champions like Devon Witherspoon. It's just it's a great trend to have, to become a great player into sports. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. It was a little more on the kind of goofy side. But I just wanted to have fun with you guys, take away from the seriousness, and hope we beat Indiana on Sunday so we can continue that trend and start dominating again. So hope you guys enjoy. I'll see you guys next time.